Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the International Women of Blockchain event. I'm very excited. As you all know, it's Self-Care Sunday. It's my favorite day because I get to relax and I get to find new ways to learn to relax. Last Sunday, we had Dr. Lemney come in, and she gave us some really great insight about what to do in order to de-stress and also meditate. We actually went through a meditation session. So I'm really excited about that. And then this week, we started the week off with some fantastic women on stage. We started with Naja Roberts, who was manning Mind Your Money Mondays. And with Mind Your Money Mondays, we were able to tap into cryptocurrencies, which was fantastic. We had a deep discussion and we got to be introduced to Snickerdoodles Labs, who is building platforms to assist us in this ecosystem. I'm really excited about that one. We got to get introduced to more ladies who are creating their own NFTs and got to be involved in their NFT process and journey, which was fantastic. That was during International Women's Day, which I thought that was the perfect day for us to feature women and celebrate them. Now, this event is month long, so we're on week 2. We had Worldwide Wednesdays, which focus on the community, Web3 that we're building. We had a thorough discussions during that Wednesday. On Thursday, we had other great individuals joining us on stage, and these were women who were doing things, rolling up their sleeve, onboarding people, educating people, as well as we even had a session that was all Spanish. Can you believe that? That was fantastic. We talked about the Spanish culture and the involvement of that in the NFT space. We even had an individual from Cuba. I tell you, when this thing says it's international, we are international. We have women from all over the place who are coming to join us and really excited about that. Another thing is Futuristic Fridays. I hope y'all did not miss that. That was a deep discussion moment. We talk about the headgear and what it does to our hair. We talk about the need for accessories to make things easier. The fact that women need to be involved in building these tools because it's important for us to be able to think beyond just the same concept and think, how would a woman utilize these tools, these headgears and other things, and how would their experience be in the metaverse? That's a discussion that needs to continue, and I'm sure Nicole is going to handle that. On Saturday, we got to be introduced to one of our sponsors for Super Sponsor Saturday. And we also got an insight into what it takes to market and PR to some of these journalists out there. Because, you know, when we're building something, it's important to make sure that we announce it and shout it to the entire ecosystem and beyond, right? So now you got some tips for you to go out there, put out your press releases and get more insight and get more hands-on and build that community. Today, we're relaxing. We are relaxing. I'm very excited because it's all about yoga. Yoga, 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 yoga. Oh my God. Okay, so this is a segment that I'm really excited about because I have not been really involved in yoga. And so I can't wait for Christine to come on stage and be able to tell us all about yoga. And guess what? There's a yoga DAO. She's going to tell us about that as well. So I'm excited. I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm going to bring Christine up and she's going to start her session for Self-Care Sunday. Hi, Christine.
Hi, blessings. I'm so happy to be here. This is the perfect place for us to create a space in what will be the expanded metaverse. But in this space, all we need is a mat and an open mind. So whenever you're ready, you're going to find yourself in a comfortable seat. My name is Christine Lewis. I teach spoken word yoga. So I infuse life advice and visualizations and positive affirmations into the yoga practice. My intention for you in this practice is that you're able to drift out of the space of your physical body, out of the space of the external, and really give yourself space to settle, to ground, and to feel the infinite possibilities that exist in the internal. One thought at a time, we are manifesting what might be the metaverse out there, but is the space of infinite possibility and potential in here. So find yourself on a mat, maybe just even in bed. You don't even have to get up. This is all floor work today. So when it feels good, I'll invite you to straighten the legs all the way out. Maybe windshield wipe the feet back and forth. And do a little flex of the toes back and a little shift of the hips from side to side. And once you do that, you start to feel the backs of your legs rooted into the floor. And you feel that there's a foundation that's supporting your physical body. Now I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and open your mind. Maybe let the hands face up, the shoulders drop back and down away from the ears. With your eyes closed and your mind open, you realize that there's now a space for you to explore the kingdom of your mind. With your eyes closed, focus your awareness at your third eye. It's the space between your eyes. So you're looking at the tip of your nose with your eyes closed. And in this space, create a vision of everything you want in your life. And allow it to be a physical expression of what you want. And very quickly you'll realize that it's not the physical you really want, it's the feeling you think the physical is going to create for you. So I'm going to ask you to bypass the physical altogether and go straight for the feeling, the emotion, the energy that you want more of. Take a long inhale and a deep release on the exhale. With the next inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Take a big full breath, chin lifts, throat opens, feel your heart expand, everything expand. And as it feels good, exhale and slowly fold forward. Let your head drop. Let the shoulders release. Keep flexing the toes back towards the face, and you're going to find an intimate awareness of your hamstrings. Let the head drop, the teeth separate, the jaw release, and begin to inch the fingertips forward. And as you allow the rhythm of your breath to move through your body, a long, deep inhale and a slow release on the exhale, working to keep the breath in and out through the nose, you'll start to notice your body moves with the rhythm in alignment with the breath. As you allow your exhale to release you, the head drops, shoulders release, teeth separate, begin to inch the fingertips farther forward, and you'll notice that with every breath, you're able to move a little farther forward. With every inhale, you move a little farther. And use the inhale to lift, and allow the exhale to release you even deeper. Flex the toes back towards the face, inch the fingers forward, let the elbows drop, shoulders release, and give yourself 2 or 3 full breaths just to notice the energy moving through the body. Allow yourself to surrender into it. So rather than forcing, rather than fighting, rather than muscling, just surrender. Inch the fingertips a little farther, let the elbows bend, shoulders drop, maybe even separate your teeth, let your tongue fall out of your mouth and wiggle it around a few times. It's liberating. And as you allow the breath, the rhythm of your breath to move you a little farther forward, you're going to notice sensations in the body. You're going to notice energy moving through your hamstrings, into your lower back, your shoulders, your neck. Now it's up to you to define these sensations in a way that serves you. This is where the control of what we create in our mind gives us access to the experience we create in our lives. Give yourself 2 more big breaths. Every single inhale, the body moves with breath, and every exhale, reach a little farther forward. Flex the toes back towards the face. Notice what that feels like. Check that your big toes are in line, pointing straight up to the sky, in line with your heel, 1 straight line from the big toe to the heel. Give yourself 2 more breaths. You'll notice through this practice that we spend a lot of time in each of the postures because there is no rush. We're not moving on to the next thing. We're appreciating this thing, feeling every sensation in this one moment, realizing that our moments are very quickly turning into memories. And those memories will stay with us for eternity. Take 1 more breath, big inhale, and exhale. Just allow gravity to do the work. And then when you're ready, slowly come back up to center. Now I encourage moaning and groaning in class because it will take a little bit of external verbal expression to really appreciate the sensations through the body. When you're ready, keep the right leg straight. Bend your left knee so that your left foot comes inside of your right thigh. Right big toe points straight up to the sky. Square off the shoulders, and on the exhale, bring both elbows down inside of the right thigh. Now you'll notice that the energy changes significantly. You'll feel the energy move down the outside of the right leg into the lower back. Keep flexing the right toes back. Let your head drop. Let your shoulders release. Feel free to move through this practice with your eyes closed. But just make certain to keep your mind open. Open to receive, open to explore, open to examine not what's happening in the physical, but to examine the infinite possibilities that exist one thought at a time. Now you always have the option between agony and ecstasy. Now the choice should be clear. Given the choice between agony and ecstasy, what will you choose? Given the choice between celebrating your moments or complaining about them, what will you choose? Being aware that in every single thought you think, you have a choice to manifest magic, to create something out of nothing. So as you let your elbows bend, your shoulders drop, and your head release, and you flex the right toes back, you will feel a sensation moving through your right leg. And it's up to you to define the quality of that energy. I'm going to suggest it's magic moving through your right hamstring, because you've created something out of nothing. Nothing existed a moment ago, and now everything exists right now. Take a long inhale. Exhale, elbows bend, shoulders drop, your forehead falls down into the space in your inner thigh, and then keep reaching. It doesn't matter how far you go. It matters that you're present in the space you're at right now. Take one more long breath. Think of all the areas of your body you can release. Think of all the space you can explore in your mind, so that you're not just stuck on a temporary sensation in your right hamstring. You have the ability to tune in, tap in to everything you've ever wanted, because the physical sensation is simply a reminder that you're alive. When you're ready, walk the upper body back up to center. We're celebrating the sensations of the body. Inhale, come back up to center, and then bring the right leg out a little farther, so it's 45 degrees off your mat. So feel that your shoulders are square again. The upper body is long and tall. Now square your shoulders over the right leg. Make certain the right big toe is pointing straight up to the sky, and on the exhale, fold over the right thigh. This will be so exciting. You're going to feel something brand new. And feeling something brand new, that is cause for celebration. Let your forehead drop towards your right knee. Let the back of your neck release, your shoulders drop. Now I suggest it's cause for celebration because frankly, everything in your life should be cause for celebration. Every sensation, a reminder of the potential you have in this moment to create anything. Every single breath, the opportunity to manifest anything you want in this life. Breathe and find space. Let yourself ease in. Long, quality breaths here. So now I'm going to ask you to shift your eye gaze over your right shoulder. Where you look is where you wind up in life. So always looking in the direction that you want to go. Right now, you're looking over the right shoulder, so the left ear can drop towards the right knee. Reach the left arm a little farther forward. If you feel like you want a little more, the right hand can come back behind your right hip. Press into the right hand and reach through the left. Now, if you ever have knee pain, ankle pain, hip pain, lower back pain, shoulder pain, this practice will release that pain. It will relieve it. It'll let go of whatever tension and stress you're holding on to in the body. And more importantly, will help you to release whatever tension and stress exists in the mind. Let the left elbow drop, the left shoulder release, left ear to the right knee, flex the right toes back. 5 full breaths here. Every single breath you take is moving energy through the body. Every breath is prana. It's life force. Literally, the energy that you bring in with this breath is fueling the power you have to create anything you want in life. So if what you created in the last breath was not serving you, the beautiful thing is you have a brand new opportunity for greatness in this breath. So I'll ask you to flex the right toes back towards the face again. Inch with the left arm again. Lower with the left elbow, the left shoulder, draw the left ear to the right knee. Maybe press into the right fingertips behind you, and you will feel nothing short of magic swirling through your right hamstring. Take another deep breath. Realize life is happening one breath at a time. You don't have to project into what's going to happen in the next breath. You don't have to dwell on what happened in the last breath. All you have to do is create what exists in this breath. And that gives you a brand new opportunity to manifest anything you want in this life. Take one more full breath. Reach a little farther with the left arm. Lower with the left shoulder. Press through the right fingertips. One more breath. Now you'll notice I say one more breath quite a lot during the practice. That's because the only one we can focus on is this breath. And maybe if I told you you had 10 breaths going in, you wouldn't take advantage of this breath right now. So I'm encouraging you. Just take life one breath at a time, manifesting what you want in this moment. We create a metaverse in the kingdom of the mind, where the infinite is always possible. Now, when you're ready, slowly and gently, you should probably groan a little with the effort. Bring the right forearm inside of the right thigh, the right hand to the center of your mat. Draw the left shoulder back. Look up to the sky past the left shoulder. This might be enough. As you stack the left shoulder, gently, mindfully, carefully reach the left arm over the left ear, palm facing down. You're going to feel a deep stretch move from the left hip through the ribs on the left side, through the left shoulder, through the left fingertips. We're creating lines of energy that are giving you connection. Connection, allowing for expansion. That expansion, allowing for the infinite. Take 3 full breaths, lift the chin. Press through the right hand to draw the left shoulder back. Reach the left fingertips past the right toes. Now, some of you might be able to touch your right toes. It's very impressive. You can take a picture of it, put it on Instagram. Nobody cares that you can touch your toes. That is not the work in life. Because if you reach for your toes and touch them, it means you can reach past them. So don't settle for just touching the toes, reach past them. Draw the left shoulder back, look up. Don't settle for just one goal in life, one physical reference frame for success, reach past it. So you're not just stuck in one spot, thinking you've reached the end. You realize whatever you perceive as the end or the finish line is really just the starting point of something else. Make certain that something else is everything you want. Take one more full breath. Reach a little farther. Breathe a little deeper. Open a little wider. And then on the exhale, fold forward and groan with the effort. Let your head drop. Let your shoulders release. Teeth separate. Stretch the arms forward as much as it feels good. And then slowly walk the fingertips back into center. Keep the left shin where it is. Gently bring your right shin in front of the left. Now, it doesn't mean your knees have to be down. They can be way up to the sky. That's beautiful. Find wherever it feels good. You're going to sit up as tall and long as you can. Left hand to the right knee. Right fingertips to the floor behind you. Try not to lean into the right hand. Stay lifted, straight up. Inhale, lift. And on the exhale, look over the right shoulder and twist. You might feel a few snap, cracks, and pops in the back. That's beautiful. You're adjusting. Inhale, lift. Exhale, look over the right shoulder and twist. 2 more. Inhale, get long and tall on the lift. Exhale, look over the right shoulder and twist. 1 more breath. Deepen the breath and exhale, twist. You'll notice every breath gives you a little more access. Then gently come back to center. This is the fun part. Inch the fingers forward. One day your fingers will reach to the front of the mat. You'll feel very impressed when they do. Not really. Because you'll realize the physical is not a space where it's going to give you the feeling of success and satisfaction that you will in the emotional space of the kingdom of your mind. Let the elbows bend, the shoulders drop, the forehead release towards the floor. 3 breaths here. Every exhale, you're going to reach the arms a little farther forward and you're going to start feeling happiness brewing through your right hip. It's happiness because you're creating it. You are assigning an emotion to every circumstance of your life. The emotion that you assign to the circumstances of your life is creating the quality of your experiences. So if you have the option to focus on ecstasy, why would you choose anything else? If you have the option to focus on happiness, why would you choose anything less than that? If you have the option to elevate the vibration of energy, to raise the standard, to create something that is far beyond the limitations that might exist in the physical space, you have the ability to manifest magic in your moments. Why settle for anything less than spectacular? Let the head drop, the shoulders release. Maybe your upper body is hovering off the earth. That's beautiful because it gives you more space to move forward. Let your head drop all the way. Let the elbows bend, shoulders drop. 3 more full breaths. Try to inch so far forward you almost feel like your hips might lift off the floor, but they won't. because gravity is doing the work with you. The universe is working with you. Everything is working with you to support you in this space. Now all you have to do is put your thoughts to work for you. Start to manage your mind. Once you are aware that you control the quality of your thoughts, that you have the power to create what exists in your present, you will never let anything or anyone else create that energy for you. You take control of everything you manifest right now. Take one more breath, reach a little farther, expand, then gently walk the fingertips back up to center, maybe moan and groan with the effort. And then gently straighten the right leg forward, straighten the left leg forward. Windshield wiper your feet back and forth, take a big full breath. Now this is the most work I'm going to ask you to do. Inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up, chin lifts, throat opens. Exhale and come forward and press your palms forward. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, look down towards your knees and press the palms forward, flex the toes back, take a big breath here. And then exhale and slowly release. You'll notice that there was a little strength required. That strength is allowing you to move a little farther forward. We often misinterpret the struggle, thinking that it's working against us. But really, we are gaining strength in the struggle. It is allowing us to move forward, to persevere, to expand, evolve, to improve. Take one more full breath, inch the fingers forward. So rather than focusing on the struggle, thinking that it's something working against us, realize it's working with us, giving us the opportunity to improve, to evolve, to expand into the infinite. Whenever you're ready, begin to walk the upper body back up to center. Left leg stays straight this time. Bring the right foot inside of the left thigh. Watch the left big toe, make certain it's pointing straight up to the sky. Square off the shoulders, exhale, bring both elbows down inside of the left thigh. Let your head drop, let the shoulders release, begin to inch the fingers forward. Now you're going to notice that one shoulder might want to lift up a little higher. So make more of an effort to drop your right shoulder and right elbow towards the floor. Make more of an effort, bend the right elbow, drop the right shoulder, let the upper body ease you in. Now flex the left toes back, and you're going to notice an energy. Immediately you will notice that there's an energy moving all the way down your left leg. Now it's up to you to define what that energy is. We all know people that walk through life in complacency. They'll tell you how they have a bad hip, bad back, bad knee, bad job, bad relationship, bad children, whatever it is. And as they talk about the quality of their life, you realize why it is they're not happy. Because all they're talking about is what's making them unhappy. I'm asking you to be delusionally happy, to create a narrative in your mind that is in support of the life that you actually want. Delusional happiness is much more productive than realistic misery could ever be. So create something that is working for you. When I suggest that as happiness, bliss, joy, and ecstasy moving through your left hamstring, it's up to you to manifest that for yourself. This is the magic of working in the metaverse, is that we get to create anything we choose. The possibilities are infinite. There are no limitations. But if what manifests in the metaverse begins with what manifests in our minds, you don't need to wait for the metaverse to make it happen. Virtual reality exists in the kingdom of the mind. That's where it started anyway. The inception of your thought, the inception of your dream, the inception of what you believe is possible starts in this moment, with this thought, with this breath, right now. Take a long inhale, and then on the exhale, reach a little farther forward. You will notice that every single breath is giving you access. It's up to you to define what you're accessing right now. What will you manifest more of? What will you choose to focus on? Rather than worrying about a temporary sensation in your left hamstring, decide to create something more, something that lasts beyond just this moment, something worth holding as a memory that exists for a lifetime, so that you're aware of the power that every single moment is offering you, every breath is offering you. And then you start to make the most of your moments, manifesting memories worth holding close to your heart for a lifetime. Let the head drop, shoulders release, inch the fingers farther forward. Take one more full breath. And you'll notice every breath is giving you access to a brand new experience. What you felt in the last breath is very quickly replaced by what you create in this breath. So if what was existing in the last breath wasn't exactly what you want, you have a brand new opportunity in this breath to create something better, something more, manifesting everything you want right now. When you're ready, begin to lift the upper body up to center, press into the fingertips, maybe moan and groan with the effort, and now drift your left leg off the mat 45 degrees. Shoulders square over the left leg. Look at your left big toe and point straight up to the sky, and when you're ready, on the exhale, fold forward. Start to lower the right ear towards your left knee. That's going to change the quality of the sensation. Start to reach the right fingertips forward. Let the right shoulder drop inside of your left thigh. Draw the right ear to the left knee, lower the upper body over the left thigh. You will notice that the subtle shift in alignment changes the sensation. By lowering the right ear to the left knee, you're changing your perspective. You start looking over the left shoulder and you change what you feel moving through your body. Changing your perspective changes everything. It changes how you view yourself and the world. As you allow the right elbow to drop the right ear to draw the left knee, you'll start to feel energy move through the lower back on the right side. If you choose, bring the left fingertips to the floor behind your left hip, press through the left hand and reach through the right arm. Lower through the right elbow and the right shoulder, draw the right ear to the left knee, flex the left toes back. Every time you focus on one area of your body, you start to key in to the sensations there. Every effort you make to reach the right arm a little farther forward, you start to tune in to the energy. Notice that where you focus your energy and awareness, you are more aware of what exists in that space. So if you focus on the blessings, if you focus on the bliss, if you focus on the happiness, the joy, ecstasy that you can create right now, that's all that exists. Whatever you focus on, you are investing your energy in that thing. And we all know that wherever you invest, you are going to receive a return on that investment. If you invest in what you don't want, do not be surprised if you get more of it. But I can promise you, if you invest in what you do want, you will have so much of it that that's all that exists. The more you invest in what you want, you will start to think it, you will speak it, you will exude that energy in everything. Speak what you seek until you see what you've said. Think it, speak it, become it, so that no one ever has to question why you're doing what you're doing. Everything you do is an example of the energy you want to feel. No one has to question you, because everything you do is an example of the energy that you want to create in the world. You'll never have to explain yourself again, because the evidence is in your action. Everything you think, you become. Everything you speak, you surround yourself with that energy. And everything you do is creating vibration that leaves a ripple effect of energy in the ocean of consciousness that exists in everything within you and around you. Reach the right arm a little farther, lower the right ear a little deeper, drop the right shoulder, flex the left toes back, press into the left hand, breathe deeper so you feel the space between your ribs expand. You feel the space in your heart expand, the space in your mind expand, the space between your past and your future expands. And that's the space of your present. Everything exists in this one moment in time. You just have to decide what you're going to create in everything. With the next breath, all you need is a shift in perspective to change everything. Slowly come back up to center, moan with the effort. Bring the left forearm inside of the left thigh. Left hand to the center of the mat, and gently draw the right shoulder back. Groan with the effort. Look up to the sky, past the right shoulder, start to reach the right arm over the right ear, palm facing down. Press through your left hand, draw the right shoulder back, reach through the right fingertips, chin lifts, throat opens. Expand through the ribs, the heart. Expand into the infinite. Take 2 more breaths. Can you reach the right fingertips closer to the left toes?
Draw the right shoulder back, reach a little farther, breathe a little deeper, expand. One more breath. It's often when you're ready to get out of it that you get the most out of it. It's often in the moment of confrontation you learn the most about yourself. It is in this moment that you will have the ability to create something brand new. Take one more breath. And when you're ready, exhale and fold. Groan and moan with the effort. Take a breath. Begin to walk the fingertips back up to center. Take a moment. Keep the right shin exactly where it is. Gently bring the left shin in front of the right. Sit up long and tall, shoulders back, heart open. Smile wide. You don't have to be happy, but you can look happy, and it goes a long way to changing things. When you're ready, right hand to the left knee. Left fingertips to the floor behind you. Get long and tall. Inhale on the lift, then exhale and twist. Inhale on the lift. Exhale and twist. Inhale, lift, expand the body, and exhale and twist. Take one more breath. And then slowly come back to center. Get excited. Say something exciting and loving to your left hip. You might not even know why yet. Exhale, reach forward. Once you start with something loving, once you start with acceptance, once you start being in the space of what you're able to create right now, I promise you, you'll start to feel magic in your left hip. Why magic? Because it was a sensation that did not exist a moment ago. Now, if you're in this metaverse world, this Web3 world, it did not exist a moment ago. We are all working on it, one thought at a time, one breath at a time, one attempt at a time. The magic of open source is that we're all supporting each other. We are all sharing information so that the next person doesn't have to start off where we did. We are sharing information so that we're passing the baton of energy so that the next person can elevate from what we created. We are building, improving, evolving together. The magic of what we're able to create when we collaborate, that is the essence of community. So it's not one person. We are together in the space of collective collaboration, raising the average up. But it's going to start with what we create for ourselves. So when I suggest that's magic moving through your left hip, that sensation moving through your left hip is starting to create the energy that you feel inside at your heart. That energy you're going to communicate with the next person you interact with. Everything you do from this moment forward is going to depend on how you feel about the energy in your left hip. It's going to depend on how you feel about your life. In this moment, you have the opportunity to manifest magic. Why would you settle for anything less? You have the option in every moment of your life to create exactly what you want. It is independent of the physical circumstance. The physical is just one dimension, one perception of energy. You have the option to explore the infinite. So when I suggest that being delusionally happy is more productive than realistic misery, create a delusion in your mind that works for you. When I suggest that as magic in your left hip, you have the ability to create it, the opportunity to manifest it, the possibility to create everything you want right now. Don't allow yourself to get lost in what was. There's no need to create an expectation about what will be. But if you, in this moment, lay the foundation that is strong enough to build your dreams, what you intend for yourself is inevitable. And all you need is this one moment in time to create it. Take 3 more breaths, reach a little farther. Expand through the fingertips so there are no limitations. This is the beginning of what's possible, the beginning of the potential, because that's potential energy swirling through your left hip. It is the beginning of magic. I can promise you, you are manifesting it one moment at a time. Reach a little farther, so much that you think you might lift your hips off the floor, but you won't. Gravity is working with you. And all you're left to do is put your thoughts to work for you. Groan and moan. When you're ready, bring the upper body back up to center. Oh, this is going to be so exciting. Gently release the left leg out to the left. Mindfully release the right leg out to the right. Wide-legged straddle. Let the legs go as wide as it feels good to you. Flex the toes back towards the face. Sit up long and tall. Take a big inhale. Smile. All you have to do is fake a smile and you will immediately get happier. Walk the fingertips forward. If you don't believe me, fake a smile. Next time you're doing something that you don't necessarily want to do, smile. It'll make it much more enjoyable. Next time you're spending time with somebody you don't necessarily want to spend time with, smile at them. It'll make it much more enjoyable. Either that or it'll diffuse the situation enough where they leave your space very quickly. You'll notice that unhappy people don't like spending time with happy people. So you have the ability to start to be very conscious in creating your community, leading with the energy that you wish for the world. Now, right now, your fingertips might touch. Start to bend the elbows. Doesn't matter if your elbows touch the floor. What matters is that you let your head drop, your shoulders release, and start to let the upper body fall down. One day your elbows will touch. It'll be very impressive. Celebrate yourself. Start to reach the fingertips forward. One day your forehead will touch the floor. Very impressive. You'll realize very quickly no one cares. One day you'll reach the arms so far forward your belly will touch the floor. Again, nobody will be impressed that your belly touched the floor. They don't care what you look like. They care the way you make them feel. So when you flex your toes back, you're going to feel energy of your root chakra. That's the energy through your inner thighs, your hips. That energy of your root chakra is the root and foundation of your energetic body. The foundation is the beginning. It's the support system. It's stabilizing. So what is the foundation of your energy? What do you really, really, really want? Most of us have to go a few reallys deep to figure out what we want. We think we want the physical. We think we want the external. We think we want the job, the relationship, the finances. We think we want something out there. But ultimately, what we always want is the emotion we think it's going to create for us. Bypass the external and go straight for creating what you want in the internal. Give yourself 3 more breaths. Inch the fingertips farther forward. Let the elbows drop. Shoulders release. Forehead touch the floor. Separate the teeth. Release the jaw. Let your tongue fall out of your mouth. Maybe let your tongue touch your mat. Very impressive. And you realize that that's not going to change the world. How far forward your belly is and your forward fold is not going to change the world. What will change the world is the way you show up in the world. But you have to show up for yourself first. When you're ready, walk the upper body back up to center. You might want to moan, groan. Gently bring the soles of your feet together to touch. You're going to create a diamond between your thighs. Bring the feet far away from you. So don't let them come in too close to the hips. Bring them as far away from the hips as you're able. Keep the big toe mounds together to touch. The big toe mounds are your foundation. Now do a little waddle from side to side. It's not really a yoga pose, it's just fun to waddle. As we get older in life, how often do we waddle? When you're ready, come back to center. What happens is you start to feel the foundation. You start to feel your hips press down into the earth. Feel the knees draw wider. Grab onto your shins. Bring your thumb next to your first finger so your whole hand is outside of your shin. So you're not grabbing it with separate hands, your separate fingers, the whole hand. Now you're going to lean back. Lean back so much that if you were to let go of your shins, you might fall back. So don't let go. Now drop the shoulders away from the ears. I call it a Vegas shimmy. Do a little shake and shimmy of the shoulders. And then lean the chin into the chest and feel yourself lean back. You're going to feel a very nice release through your neck and shoulders. If you're spending too much time at the computer, if you're texting, anything that's allowing you to let your chin drop too much into the chest, this is actually helping to open and relieve any stress in your shoulders, back, neck. When you're ready, you're gently going to drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Left ear to left shoulder, and then gently let the chin lift. You'll feel a beautiful stretch through the right side of your neck and jaw. Breathe. Now the work is to drop the left shoulder away from the left ear so that you're feeling like your left ear is chasing your left shoulder and the left shoulder is running away. Take a big breath. Lift the chin up away from the chest slightly. That stimulates your thyroid, your metabolism, your lymphatic system, your adrenals, everything you need to flush out what you no longer need. Exhale when it feels good. Slowly drop the chin into the chest. Look at your left hip. Feel the stretch move through the back of the neck and shoulder on the right side. Take a long inhale and exhale. Slowly and gently, when you're ready, chin back into the chest. Move slowly so you feel every sensation. Right ear drops to the right shoulder. Again, drop the right shoulder away from the right ear so you're creating space, opening, expansion. As you drop the right ear, right shoulder, you'll feel a stretch to the left side of the neck and jaw. Gently lift the chin up to the sky. Feel the stretch through the front of the neck and jawline. Breathe. Every breath is an opportunity to feel a brand new sensation. You just have to define the sensation you want to feel. It's not the external creating it for you. It's the internal. Gently drop the chin into the chest. When you're ready, look at your right hip. Feel the stretch through the back of the neck and shoulder on the left side. Ease in. You should feel length and space through your left shoulder. Take a breath. As it feels good, drop the chin back into the chest and roll the left ear to the left shoulder. Chin lifts, throat opens. Breathe. Exhale, chin back into the chest. Slowly, right ear to the right shoulder. Breathe. Move as slowly as you can, and I can promise you'll start to feel space through the sides of the neck and shoulder. You'll feel the expansion, the opening, the immediate release of tension. There's no reason to hold on when you have the opportunity to let go. Chin into the chest when you're ready. Inhale, lift the chin away from the chest. Shoulders draw back, heart open. Take a breath. As it feels good, walk the fingers forward. You're going to change the sensation drastically. Let the elbows drop past the shins. The forehead drops into the space between the knees. One day your forehead will touch your heels. It will be very impressive. You realize no one cares if your forehead touches your heels. Instead of using an external physical reference frame for success, focus on the internal. How do you feel? How do you want the people around you to feel? How do you want everyone who interacts with what you create to feel? If you focus on the feeling, it will immediately resonate with people. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It always matters what it feels like. Walk the fingers forward towards the front of the mat. Elbows bend, shoulders drop, let your head drop. Inch the arms so far forward you start to feel that line of energy from the fingertips to the shoulders to the hips. And notice that you're creating that energy. You're defining it. You decide how you feel. So rather than letting the external circumstance define how you feel, take control. Create the energy you want, one thought at a time. So there's no circumstance that can influence how you feel. Instead of how you feel is influencing the circumstance. There's no person in your life that can determine how you feel. Instead, how you feel is defining the quality of your relationships with everyone around you. But it starts with the relationship that you create with yourself. We spend more time with ourselves in this life than we will spend with anyone else. So it's up to us to define the quality of the relationship. Make certain that voice in your head is telling you what you want to hear. So that voice in your head is encouraging you, empowering you, inspiring you. And the more you listen to that voice, you're always having a conversation with yourself. Listen to that voice. And then start to figure out who's doing the listening. You'll realize that voice is not you. That voice is working for you. Put that voice in your head to work for you. Once you identify who's doing the listening, it's at that moment that you will find yourself. Take one more breath, reach a little farther, breathe a little deeper, expand, press the soles of the feet together, take one more breath, celebrate the sensations in your hips, celebrate the possibilities and opportunity that you have in every moment of your life. Walk the upper body back to center. You should probably moan with the effort. Groan, straighten the legs all the way. When you moan and groan, windshield wiper the feet back and forth. Lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Elbows bend, shoulders drop, forehead falls into the space between your knees. Flex the toes back towards the face. And you'll notice this is a brand new experience, a brand new sensation from when we first started. But it's the same exact posture. But it should be a little easier now. So try to walk the fingertips a little farther. See if you've gotten a little closer to your ankles, your heels. Doesn't matter how far you get. It matters that you're making progress. One breath at a time, making progress. Let the head drop, shoulders release, teeth separate. Let the tongue fall out of your mouth and wiggle it around wildly. It's liberating. because there's very few circumstances in life where you can wiggle your tongue around and it's acceptable. Here, it's encouraged. Allow yourself to surrender. Take one more breath. This is where it gets much more exciting. Gently come back up to center. Keep the left leg straight. Bring the sole of your right foot to the floor. Your right foot is 2 fists distance from your left inner thigh. 2 fists is really the alignment of your hips and shoulders. So you'll realize that your hips are never as wide as you think they are. They're only 2 fists distance. Left hand to the right knee. Keep the right big toe grounded. Feel stable. Lift and lengthen. Flex the left toes so your left leg is your anchor. Now look over the right shoulder. One more twist. Right hand behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, over the right shoulder and twist. Take a big breath here. Inhale, lift. And exhale and twist. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale and twist. Gently come back to center. This is where things get exciting. Reach the left arm out to the left. You're going to lean to the left so much that when you bring your right hand to your right ankle, you can gently bring the right knee back behind you. Lean so far to the left that there is no stress in the right knee at all. Lean so far to the left that you feel like you're just leaning into your left hip. This is where it's going to get exciting. On the next exhale, slowly bring your upper body over your left leg. Now, I told you it'd be exciting. Let your forehead drop to your left knee. You're going to feel an intense sensation moving down your left leg. That is your left IT band. That's the energy that controls what's happening in your left ankle, your left knee, your left hip, and your left shoulder. If you ever have knee pain, this is how it's going to release. If you ever have lower back tension, this will let go of it. If you walk, if you run, if you sit, if you stand, this is a good stretch to move through. It is controlling the energy that moves through your entire leg. I can guarantee you if you do this every day, you will be 1 inch taller. Maybe a quarter of an inch at first, but eventually 1 inch taller. Let your fingertips inch forward. Let your forehead drop. If you are struggling here, you should do it every single day because you realize this energy did not just exist because you're in the posture. This energy is with you all the time. Just like the potential energy for your dreams is with you all the time. Whether or not you choose to work on your dream or not, it still is existing in the space. It's just up to you to invest effort and energy into it. The same way you're feeling this energy through your left leg, it exists all the time. It's just a matter of now you're tapping into it. Now you're allowing for the release. Yes, it might feel confrontational in the moment, but I can promise you, in that space of confrontation, it's the evidence that something is happening. It is the evidence that you're evolving and improving. When you're ready, bring the right ear to your left knee. It'll feel a little more intense. Reach the right arm farther forward. Flex the left toes back. Do not let that left foot drift out to the left. Keep the big toe pointing straight up to the sky. Your body will try to create escape routes to avoid the energy. Just like your mind might create escape routes. It'll fall back into judgment and criticism, doubt. Doubt will disable any ability you have to create what you want. Doubt is the only thing preventing you from your dreams. Do not even allow even a single seed of doubt to come in. Believe, even if it's delusional happiness, that delusion will propel you towards your destiny. If you want more, bring the left hand to the floor behind you. Flex the left toes back, reach the right arm forward, right ear to left knee, 3 more breaths. Take 3 breaths, moving through it in the deepest, most intentional way possible. And I can guarantee you, you will walk off of this mat with a swagger. If you spend your time here breathing deep into this space, you will walk out of this space feeling better than you ever have. Being able to walk easier, move easier through this life. Lower through the right ear, drop the right shoulder, reach the right arm forward, press through the left hand, flex the left toes back, 2 more breaths. And by now you should feel your toes tingling with energy. There's energy moving through everything. It's just a matter of where you're choosing to invest your energy. Take your time slowly. Bring the left elbow to the floor. Lean into the left elbow. When it feels good, bend the left knee. We're moving into pigeon pose. Your left knee and left elbow and left shoulder should be all close together on the left side of your mat. Now straighten the right leg back behind you. One day your left shin will be parallel with the front of the mat. That day does not need to be today. If you need, you'll scoot the left heel in, but your work is to square off your hips. Right leg is perfectly straight behind you. Exhale, bring the upper body down and smile. All you got to do is smile while you're doing it. This now shifts the energy into your left hip. What do you feel in your left hip? Happiness, bliss, joy, ecstasy. Make certain the narrative in your mind is supporting what you want in your life. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. It's not an eternity. 1 breath at a time. Try to square off the hips so you're not leaning to one side or the other. In fact, make an effort to pull your right hip forward towards the left heel. That'll intensify the energy in your left hip and allow for surrender and release. Elbows draw wide, release the shoulders. One day you can bring the arms out wide in airplane wings and let your whole upper body drop towards the floor. Your work is to ease yourself in. Ease into the space. And the more you allow your mind to let go, it'll make everything else feel easier. Let your head drop, shoulders release, separate the teeth, release the jaw. The easiest way to release jaw tension, neck tension, shoulder tension is with a smile, because that energy is at your throat chakra. It is your ability to communicate your truth. It is your ability to allow what you feel at your heart, the intuition and instinct from your third eye, to be communicated through your verbal expression that is allowing everyone else in your life to understand what you want, how you want to feel, who you want to be. And when you start raising the vibration, when you start raising the standard of care that you offer to yourself, the people around you will start to raise the standard of care that they offer to you, because they will realize you will not settle for anything less than the infinite possibilities that you deserve. Take 1 more long breath. I know by now there's magic swirling through your left hip. There's happiness, bliss, joy, ecstasy. Because if you can create happiness, bliss, joy, and ecstasy in the energy of your left hip right now, I can guarantee you can create it in your life. You can create it in every moment. So you're manifesting the memories that are worth looking back on. Years and years from now, all you will have are the memories you create in this moment. So make what you're creating in this moment worth holding close to your heart as a memory for a lifetime. Take 1 more breath. Elbows draw wide, shoulders drop. And when you're ready, slowly and gently walk up to center. You should certainly moan. Lean into the left hand and the left hip. Bring the right leg back in front of you and groan. Straighten the left leg in front of you and moan with the effort. Oh, moaning is the song of the soul. Moan. Take a big inhale and exhale and fold when you're ready. Just let yourself settle into the space. Let your feet fall wide. Just notice what that feels like. And just allow for the surrender. Allow for the space. Allow for the knowing that in this moment, you have the ability to manifest magic, 1 thought at a time. Bring the upper body back up to center. Straight right leg. Left foot to the floor, so your left foot is 2 fists distance from your right inner thigh. Ground the left big toe, right hand to left knee. Left hand to the floor behind you. Inhale, lift. Exhale and twist. Look over the left shoulder. 2 breaths. Inhale, lift. Exhale and twist. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale and twist. And then gently come back to center. Lean all the way over to the right. Right hand out to the right. Your right hand in line with the right hip and shoulder. Lean to the right. Left hand to left ankle. Gently draw the left knee back behind you. Right toes point straight up to the sky. If they drift a little, it's fine, but your work is to keep the big toes pointed up on the exhale with what should be enthusiasm. Come forward, leaning over your right leg. Let your forehead drop to the right knee. Flex the right toes back towards the face. Watch that right big toe. Don't let it drift out to the right. Hug it into the midline. Forehead to your right knee. Long, deep, quality breaths. Don't be surprised if this side is different than the other side. It's just the way life works. Literally, you can put a line down the middle of your body and one side will feel completely different than the other. Because our body is spending a lot of time trying to compensate, trying to adjust, evolve, improve. Just think. Everything we do, everything we create, everything we manifest requires us to adjust, to evolve, to improve. Especially in this world, we have the ability to create something in the physical space create something in the kingdom of our minds, create something in our relationships. We can create who we are in our business life, in our personal life, in our internal space. We have an emotional body, a spiritual body, a physical body. We have all these spaces of awareness that are giving us possibility and opportunity. And all our work is to evolve, to improve, to create a space where we're able to adapt without judgment, without criticism, without expectation. A space where we're free to explore the infinite. Flex the right toes back, create something magical for your right IT band. When you're ready, drop the left ear to your right knee. Reach the left arm forward. Maybe bring the right fingertips to the floor behind you. Press through the right hand as you reach to the left. Now take the deepest breaths possible, the biggest inhale possible, and allow the exhale to let you in. Drop the left elbow, lower the left shoulder. Let your entire body surrender. Ease in. The circumstance in this moment might appear confrontational, but I can guarantee that with you, with your surrender, with your breath, with your intention to evolve and improve, it will start to release and let you in. Just like with any new thing, it requires a little time to get used to it, a little time to adapt and improve. I mean, what better evidence of that is than in our Web3 world? The ability to adapt, to evolve, to improve, to expand. Just think about how often in life we're presented with something brand new, and all it requires is a little bit of information, a shift in perspective to create what's possible. That's what we're doing. In this space, we are offering our skills to a broader audience, to the world, so that more people can appreciate what we're doing in this space. Right now, in this space, it might appear physically that I'm alone, but I realize that there is an entire opportunity for everyone else in the world to access what I'm doing right here in this moment. So that makes what I'm creating in this breath even more profound. So that if I don't take the time to internally imagine that there is joy, bliss, and ecstasy swirling through my right IT mat, that you won't feel it in your body. You won't feel it in your heart, your mind, and your life. Everything we create, we're sharing. We're offering. We are in service. Be in service to ourselves first so that we can be in service to everyone else. We can only pour from a full cup. What we offer to ourselves is the beginning of what will exist for everyone else in our life. So when I suggest that is happiness, bliss, and joy in your right IT band, all you have to do is believe it. When you believe it, you become it. When you think it, when you speak it, you become it. Maybe that starts with delusional happiness, but I can promise you that will start to resonate in every cell and fiber of your body. It will start to be communicated in every word you speak. The evidence will be in every action you take. Flex the right toes back, inch the left fingertip farther forward, lower the left ear to the right knee. 3 more breaths. If you can create magic in this breath, you've already manifested everything that's necessary to create everything you want in this life. One thought at a time, one breath at a time, one moment at a time. Take one more breath. Being so mindful in our moments, we manifest magic in everything. When you're ready, slowly lean into your right elbow. You should groan. Gently bend the right knee. You should moan. The right knee in line with your right elbow, in line with your right shoulder, everything on the right side in alignment. Then gently straighten the left leg back behind you. The entire right side in a line, right knee with right shoulder, right elbow. Begin to bring the upper body down. Draw the elbows wide. One day, your right shin will be parallel with the front of the mat. It doesn't need to be today. You can move the right ankle in as much as you need to square off your hips. That's what's important. Square off the hips so the left hip drops, the elbows draw wide, your forehead comes to the floor. Every breath you take is the opportunity to surrender. Maybe bring the arms out wide so the whole upper body drops. Find what feels good to you and realize good is a matter of your perception of the experience. Now you might notice a throbbing sensation in your right hip. At first, you might not perceive it as good until you create space for it. There are very few times in life where change is entirely comfortable. It requires us to focus on what we want as the outcome. What do we want to create in the midst of the change? So that we're not resistant to change. We're flowing freely through it, easily through it. Think of everything that had to happen in order to get you to this space. Everything that your ancestors had to work through, to persevere through, to get you to this space right now. Think of everything that your parents had to do to connect, to collaborate, to create what had to happen in order for you to exist in this space right now. The evolutionary significance of your existence in this space is so significant. So many things had to align in order to get you to this space. Think of everything your ancestors invested, and then make certain what you're creating in this space is honoring your ancestors, honoring the energy that came before you. So when I suggest that as happiness and bliss in your right hip, certainly your ancestors would want you to feel happiness and bliss in your right hip. Happiness and bliss in your life. Happiness and bliss in your relationships. In everything that exists, it is your responsibility to be happy. Because your happiness is going to dictate how your ancestors feel, how everyone around you feels. You are the beginning of the cosmic consciousness, the beginning of the energy that exists in this space of now. Decide what it is you're going to create and take 3 more breaths. Be intentional and deliberate, persistent and consistent about what you're creating. Because you're creating patterns and habits. Those patterns are resonating in energy. Those habits will begin to define who you are. You only need 21 days to change anything. So if you start today creating the energy you want, if you remind yourself of it in every single moment of your life, you will manifest everything you want and deserve. And all it requires is one thought, one breath, one moment at a time. Take a deep breath here. Notice what comes up for you in the silence and the stillness. Make certain you're manifesting everything you want in this life. Take another deep breath, another positive thought, realizing every moment is an opportunity to manifest your destiny. When you're ready, lean into the right hip, lean into the right elbow. Slowly roll onto your back by straightening the legs all the way behind you. You should moan and groan with the effort. Release the legs long, baby. Bring the arms overhead. Stretch through the fingertips. Feel that your whole body is expanding. And then when you're ready, gently bring the soles of your feet to the floor. Press into the soles of the feet to lift the lower back slightly, and scoot your hips towards the heels so that you feel your lower back rest into the floor. Feel the shoulders drop. Feel your body supported by the earth beneath you. And make certain you're creating thoughts that support everything you want within you. When you're ready, bring the knees in towards the body. Give yourself a big hug. Draw the knees in. Take a breath here. Be gentle. Gentle. As you're ready, gently let your knees drop over to the left. Take your time. Knees drop to the left. Reach the right arm to the right. Look past your right hand. 5 deep breaths here. Right wrist in line with your right shoulder. Chin drops to the right shoulder. Breathe deep into the lower belly. Feel the belly expand. Big inhale. And then exhale. Reach a little farther. Inhale. Exhale. Reach a little farther. Feel the breath move into your right hip all the way down through the right side. Take a long inhale and exhale. One more deep breath. And notice the power that each breath brings. Every breath giving you access. Every breath a reminder of possibilities that exist in every moment of your life. When you're ready, slowly and gently, bring the knees in towards the chest. Come on to your back, hug the knees in tight, groan with the effort. Try not to cross the ankles, just hug the knees in. Exhale, slowly, gently drop over to the right. Knees drop to the right, left arm out to the left, look past the left hand. Left wrist in line with the left shoulder. Left fingertips reaching out far, look past the left hand. Long quality breaths here. Every single breath is an opportunity. Every breath, possibility. All you need is this one moment to manifest everything you've ever wanted. Feel the sensations moving through your body. The awareness of the possibilities that exist in your life. In this moment, allow for everything you want more of. Take another long inhale, feel the ribs expand. Feel the depth of your breath moving through your body. Feel the infinite possibilities that you can create in this one moment of your life. And when you're ready, gently draw the knees back in towards the chest. Give yourself a big, well-deserved hug. Grab opposite elbows if that feels good. Maybe just work your forehead to your knees. And then exhale, shoulders and head drop to the floor. Hug the knees in tight, the lower back lifts slightly. And then on the exhale, gently bring the soles of the feet to the earth. Take a moment. Gently straighten the legs long. Let the feet fall wide. Let the arms drop by the sides of your body. Palms of your hands face up to receive. And with your eyes closed and your mind wide open, focus your awareness at your third eye. Look at the space between your eyes and notice that all that exists there is space. Space for you to create anything. Everything you've ever wanted. And it starts with one thought and one breath at a time. With the next exhale, flush your body of any tension that remains. With the exhale, separate the teeth, release the jaw. With the exhale, the shoulders drop. The stomach lets go. With the exhale, the shoulders release into the earth. The hips sink deeper. The legs fall heavier. The feet fall wide. And every exhale, your entire body releases deeper into the earth beneath you. And all you're aware of is the slow and steady rhythm of your breath. With your eyes closed and your mind open, look at the space between your eyes and look for the light that shines in your third eye. At first, this light might appear like a small flicker of light far off in the distance. But the more you focus on the light that shines from within, this light becomes brighter. Focus on the light that shines in the space between your eyes. And allow your light to illuminate your life. Allow your light to brighten the lives of the people you touch. And allow your light to make the world an even brighter place to be. Focus on the light that shines in the space between your eyes. And allow your light to light up the world. Next inhale, visualize the life force coming back into your limbs. The next inhale, begin wiggling your toes and your fingers over the ankles and wrists. Visualize this life force moving from the toes, ankles, calves, thighs, hips, stomach, shoulders, and out through the crown of your head. Visualize this life force energy moving through your entire body with every breath you take, rejuvenating, reinvigorating you one breath at a time. Wiggle the toes, fingers, circle the ankles and wrists, and allow this life force to move energy through every cell and fiber of your body. Allowing this breath to be the perfect reminder that all you need is now to create everything you've ever wanted. Wiggle the toes, fingers, circle the ankles and wrists. Feel that you're rejuvenated, reinvigorated from within, and as it feels good, begin to draw the knees back into the body. Give yourself a big, well-deserved hug. Draw the knees in towards your heart. Whenever it feels good, mindfully and gently, come back into a seated space. The legs cross, the hands at heart center, the thumbs to press against your heart chakra. Close the eyes, open the mind one more time, and just imagine that in this space, all that exists is infinite possibility. Allow it to create this moment of your mind to be able to create everything you want to exist in your life. Being very clear that in order to offer the best of ourselves to the world, we have to offer the best to ourselves first. So think of what you wish for the world. Think of what you wish for your friends, your lovers, your relatives, the strangers that you meet in the world. Think of what you wish to leave behind as your legacy in this life. And make very certain that everything you offer to yourself is so valuable that it's worth sharing with the world. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my energy with you today. Blessings and blessings and blessings. Namaste.
Wow. Wow. Christine, oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to give you 5 minutes just to catch your breath and do whatever you need to do. And then we'll come back and we'll get to know a little bit more about you and what you're working on in this ecosystem. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
All right, Christine. Hey, oh my God. Thank you very much for that wonderful session. I can tell that a lot of people enjoyed it. I got comments in the chat that basically said, oh my God, this is great. This is fantastic. Thank you. I just want to say, this has been a very informative yoga class, right? I love your spoken words. I love the motivational speech that you provide during the session. It's been refreshing. And I believe all of us can say, you know what, it's perking us up, getting us ready for this new week that's starting, right? So I want to know about you. I want to know what are you doing, and what brought you to this blockchain episode?
The funny thing is I started off as I'm a geologist by trade. So I used to do research sedimentology along the San Andreas Fault in California, a lot of work in Turkey and Tanzania. I would look at the interplay between climate, tectonics, and sediment. So I was always thinking about big picture interconnected relationships, how there's kind of this ripple effect of energy. I started practicing yoga in 2000, and taking my first yoga class was one of the most profound moments of my life. It was a hot yoga class, Bikram yoga, heat, sweat. I had no idea what I was in for. I ate a banana on my way down, not knowing you're not supposed to eat before a yoga practice. And about 10 minutes in, I felt my belly swirling, the room swirling, my mouth watering, knowing that banana was not going to last too long. They're very regimented in a Bikram class. So when I was thinking about getting up and leaving the room, the instructor came over and said, whatever you do, do not leave the room. And I said, well, I think this banana is going to come up and come into the space. He brought the garbage pail over, put it next to my mat. He said, whatever you do, if you're going to do something, do it in this garbage pail, but do not leave the room. In that space, I was in child's pose, looking around at everyone else in the room. We were all in the same circumstance, the same 110-degree room, same space of heat, sweat, but the people in the room who had been in the class had a completely different experience than I was having. I was miserable, feeling the room spin, holding onto my mat, thinking that, I was going to pass out while I was on the floor. And then there are people standing there with a smile on their face in perfect peace and balance. And what struck me was, what is the difference between their perception of what's happening in this same environment and my perception? And what can I do in my mind to get to a space where I'm at the same comfort level of happiness and peace and bliss as they are in what is a very confrontational environment? And what resonated, and I'd always had a journaling practice. I've been journaling since I was 12, 13 years old. So I'd always been very much in that space of checking in with the conversation in my mind. And what struck me was the ability to shift our perception of external circumstances to create a space for ourselves that's actually useful, purposeful, productive. And the irony of moving from geology and thinking about how things are interconnected into a space of then teaching yoga. I started teaching in 2009, realizing that really I just took a teacher training, wanted to know more about the yoga practice. And then my guru happened to give me a class in one of the largest studios here in Fort Lauderdale that was the oldest studio. And upon teaching, I realized that people walk into the room, walk onto their mat with a lot of stuff. And they leave that room, leave that space of the mat, really finding a space where the power of your presence, your breath, your energy, you can't run away from yourself on this four-cornered mat. There is only so much space for you here, and it's the context that we put in the space of our mind in the present moment that allows us to show up in the world. So we can create anything we want. And it's just a matter of what we're choosing to focus on. And again, is it going to be the sensation in your hip or your shoulder that's defining how you feel? Is it going to be the circumstances of your relationship or your job or what's going on in the world that defines how you feel, or is it you? Because we have this independent space to be able to create anything we want. And that's what I love about how, the irony is I was always very kind of low tech, and, I'm very happy sitting under a tree in meditation journaling. But the irony is I always wanted to share yoga and meditation with 1 billion people around the world. Now, being low tech and doing that, I was never sure how that was going to happen. But with the intention of that, I just kept speaking it, talking about it, putting it out there. And then people come into my space that start to give me the tools to be able to do that. And that's how I got into Web3, NFTs, and the metaverse. So my intention is to create a mental health metaverse to give other yoga teachers, Reiki healers, meditation teachers access to put their offerings into a metaverse space where 1 billion people around the world can access it. Because I think yoga and meditation should be free. You shouldn't have to pay for a fancy studio membership. You shouldn't have to have an outfit that matches and a yoga mat and a whole thing. You don't need all of that. Literally, you don't even need a mat, really. You just need a space to be in center and in tune with yourself. So if we can just give people tips and tricks and techniques to work on their own mental health, that's what's going to raise the vibration of our whole community, especially in a space where a lot of people have been isolated with the pandemic. People feel, that they've been forced to spend time alone with themselves. And it's very easy for people to turn on a television and sit through, 20 seasons of a series on Netflix, but to get them to sit in the space by themselves, alone with their thoughts, can be very confrontational. And meditation seems like a very scary thing until you give yourself just a moment in stillness to realize you can manifest anything you want in here. And that, when you focus on it long enough, begins to manifest in your reality outside.
Wow, I love it. You can manifest anything that you want from your brain, right? I think that's fantastic. And a lot of people need to hear that, right? A lot of people, like you mentioned, we're going through a pandemic, and unfortunately, there's a looming war, right now. And so it's going to affect us physically and mentally as well. And it's always good to know that we're in control, right? We are in control of self. And you're giving us ways for us to release some of those stress, as well as shift our mindset, and that's one thing that I love about your spoken words through the session, was that you're giving us the space to grow if we need to grow. Because you kept mentioning that. I was like, you know what, that is so right. Because oftentimes a lot of people, when they're going through things, are thinking, oh, if it's not feeling well, then I must be doing it wrong. But you're giving them that space to experience what they're experiencing, and you're encouraging them to let it out. And I think that's fantastic. Yeah.
I just feel like, especially as women, I feel like we often need permission to focus on ourselves. We spend so much of our energy nurturing others and being compassionate and considerate of what other people need. And too often we neglect ourselves in the process. And I feel like the only possible way that we can show up for anyone else is to show up for ourselves first. And I know I have so many friends that prioritize what their kids need or what their lover needs or their husband or their friends, whatever it is. There's always somebody else that comes before them. And I feel like we have to really get in a space where we're number one, where we prioritize our mental health, our physical health, and then create a space where we just optimize our ability to offer our gifts. Because everyone has something that's amazing to offer. And until we tap into that and show up authentically in that, we're almost robbing the world. Like people delay their dreams all the time. They're like, oh, well, I'm going to wait until I retire to go on a vacation, or I'm going to wait until a more convenient time. And the only time is now. And I think the beauty of what the pandemic did was really instill that sense of urgency that, if something happens to you health-wise, you have no choices anymore. You have to focus on yourself. So don't wait for a health scare, or don't wait for, your body to start aching or feel that you're in a space physically that is not comfortable. Don't wait for that. Be proactive, be aware and intentional about your food, about your thoughts, about everything that you consume, so that we can optimize, our level of ability to show up, because the world's waiting for us. Because if we don't do it, who is? We don't want to, they always say it's like, you're waiting for someone to fix the problem. Well, there is no someone, it's us. We are it.
Yeah, no, you're right. You are 100% right. And I'm hoping people are listening, and taking all that in, because especially when we're navigating through this ecosystem of NFTs, blockchain, DAOs, DeFi, everything, right? There's so much that we're taking in, and we travel in like dog years, we like to say. So everything, every day is like constantly, taking in so much information and working really hard. A lot of people find themselves working till like the wee hours of the night, and functioning on 1 or 2, right? 1 or 2 hours of sleep, right? Only to do it again, because you realize that you want to put the effort into that. But it's time. It's important to take the time to recenter ourselves. And yoga is one of those areas that does allow you to focus on you. And your spoken words were wonderful, because it allows us to tap into what we're thinking too, and make sure that we're here, we're present, right? As opposed to, going through the motions, right? But our mindset is somewhere else. And so I love, the spoken words. I love everything that you're doing. Now, I do know that you have a DAO, or you're working on a DAO. So I want to hear all about that.
Yes. So I launched the Yoga DAO. It is YoGate, YOG8 DAO, and it's the gateway to physical health and mental wellness. I launched in November 2021. I started to at least get the framework for the DAO set up. And I've had companies. Spoken Word Yoga is my company. I'm Spoken Word Yoga on every platform. The Spoken Word Yoga company is a Florida corporation in the US. The DAO, the beauty of DAOs is that we have the ability to create a global community. And my intention was in allowing a space that could be a collective community for collaboration, where every person who has a holistic offering that is rooted in mental health, whether it's yoga, meditation, Reiki, holographic memory work, releasing old trauma, anything that can help people navigate through everything that's going on in the external, especially in a time where, where Miss America, frankly, lost her battle, her private struggle with mental health in a very public way. And my whole thing is like, if Miss America doesn't have the resources, or is not able to take advantage of the resources in her space to be able to help cope with that, what chance do the rest of us have if we're not all together working in a space of collective community to really uplift and support each other? And the focus of the Yoga DAO is really to give people a community space to come together, to work on providing access to the global community so that anyone can log on, get yoga, meditation, positive affirmations, can offer what services they have. I have sound bowl healers, Reiki healers who are really in the space of just being able to offer what they have or are already doing in person for a small group of people to the larger group. Now with that, I've launched and I'm working next week, the site should be up for Yoga Boss NFTs. And my problem was when I first looked at NFTs, I was like, well, what utility do these have? Like, I want something more. I understand the value of having a Picasso painting and you have one thing that no one else has, that's great. But I wanted it to have some immediate impact. So I created the NFTs. They're sacred geometry animations. And they're in the form, this is a Sri Yantra where it's the sacred geometry of the flower of life. We have flower of life, seed of life, all these ancient sacred geometry, Fibonacci lines of geometry that exist in everything in nature. We put them together in animations and then underlying frequency music. So it's frequency music that's aligned with heart chakra, root chakra, healing centers. So 528, 436, 7 hertz frequencies. So immediately when you look at the NFT, it puts you into a meditative trance. So it gets you into the space where it immediately calms. The visual is stimulating enough that it gets you into a visual space. So I call them multi-sensory stimulating NFTs because it's stimulating not just visual, not just audio, but then putting a vibrational frequency through your body that you immediately feel a sense of calm. And then the utility with the NFTs is getting access to my online yoga meditation. I have several ebooks, 365 Mindful Moments, which is an audio enhanced ebook, so that every positive affirmation, I also wrote a book over the pandemic, Mindful Moments journal. So it's a daily journal practice, and every day has a positive affirmation, sacred geometry on the page, and it's just 365. So every day you can have today be day one. So that's 365 Mindful Moments journal. So I thought about, well, with the journal, let me start to put together a space where people can have access to the ebooks, which is 10 tips for a positive mental shift, the 365 positive affirmations, which is a space where you can listen to me speak the affirmation. You can press play on every page and listen to it as you read through it, so that there is utility associated with each of the NFTs. I lead yoga retreats around the world to different spiritually significant places. So we're going to Egypt in November. I lead retreats to Thailand, to Peru, Machu Picchu, Tulum, Mexico, St. Lucia, all different places where there's a deep energetic component, energy of the ancestors. So in Egypt this November, we'll be setting intentions at the pyramids on 11/11/22, obviously a very sacred space of 11/11. And the pyramids are just, again, this example of collective community collaboration, that if one person has an idea and that idea is supported by the collective, anything is possible. And all we have to do is just come together into the space to support each other, which is why I love Web3 so much, in that one person has the idea, we have it open sourced, everyone else can learn from what that one person has done and build off of it. So we are really, that's the highest level almost of the contribution to the community, is the ability to put something out on Web3, to put something out into the space where it's accessible and consumable, and that then people can build, grow, and evolve from what we've created. So I just love that we're creating this collective community. And I think Women in Blockchain, what better way for us to come together to raise the vibration and just get, at least infuse a little more of our powerful feminine energy, because we're innately creators. We're creating everything anyway. Don't let anybody tell you that we're not the beginning of the energy that exists in everything. So what better place to put our gifts than into a Web3 platform in the metaverse, and to a DAO and to NFTs and to everything that we can offer to the world.
Awesome. I love everything that you said. Now I need to know where to go ahead and tap into these NFTs and be able to tap into the utilities. And then I also want to ask you, for those individuals that are interested in maybe joining you in your travels, and having that experience, that's got to be awesome. Having that experience, right? In all these various spaces, if you can plug the website that they can tap into and connect with you there.
Spoken word yoga everywhere. So spokenwordyoga.com, you can tap on spokenwordyoga.com, has the Mindful Moments Journal, has all the access to the retreats. On spokenwordyoga.com, I will be mentioning the launch of the Yoga 8 DAO, getting that, actually that's being built up as we speak. The Yoga Boss NFT site will be active next week, I presume, and we're going to just be promoting. And I'm doing an open whitelist because I don't want the exclusivity thing going on. I really want everybody to have access. So we're doing a first launch of 888, and then we have the whole collection, which is 8,888. So right now it'll be the first 888 that is launched in the open whitelist. Anybody can come on spokenwordyoga.com. I'd encourage everybody. I offer my ebook, 10 Tips for a Positive Mental Shift. It is free. Just opt in, put your email in, and I'll send you the 10 tips for a positive mental shift. And all the access to the retreats, the book, everything is there. I am on every social media under Spoken Word Yoga. Spoken Word Yoga is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Pinterest, Spoken Word Yoga. But then we have the Yoga Boss NFT site on Twitter and Instagram that we just launched a few weeks ago. I'm Yogate DAO on Discord and Twitter. So every offering has its independent Twitter, Instagram page. So feel free, follow me anywhere. We try to cross market everything so that you can follow the train and take advantage of everything that we offer.
Awesome. I love it. We will have all of that on our Discord as well so that people can connect with you and join you in the journey because I love it. I would love to be able to tap into the Egypt because I think that would be like the experience of all experiences, just to be able to have that experience there.
Yeah.
One of the things that we're doing, as we're talking about, physically being there, people are also interested in the metaverse, right? And so I'm wondering, are you going to use the opportunity to create like a metaverse experience for individuals who may want to tap in from the comfort of their home?
That's what I'm working on. The funny thing is I'm learning everything from scratch day to day. So I think we all are. That's the other thing is I am open to all input, collaboration, anyone. I only just want to be of service. So if anything that I offer can be of service to anyone, please tap into me. Let me know what I can do to be helpful. I've made a lot of my kind of journey open source. I've created a few Notion documents like a DAO dictionary with DAO lingo to increase crypto fluency. I'm putting together everything that I've had to go through to build and create the NFT minting site so that people can kind of follow along with that playbook. And then anyone who I need a team for the DAO. So the Yogate DAO literally is, it's coming along, but I'm pulling it all together with my kind of yogi knowledge. The funny thing is people that knew me like 7-8 years ago, I resisted text messaging for like the first 5 years. I wanted to talk in real time and real voice and I didn't want to type back and forth. And now I'm like literally creating metaverse, DAO, NFTs, and talking Web3 all the time. So people are like, who are you? But the funny thing is that there's so much happening in this space that I need all the collective help possible. So if there's anyone who wants to collaborate, I'm giving away token offerings for contributions to the DAO. So if you're interested in getting into the DAO, certainly you can buy tokens. It's up on Uniswap to be able to purchase. But I invite you to please let me know what your skill set is. If there's anything that you think you can contribute to help building the DAO, I am so open to having a team, to having people collaborate. It's a community effort. And so anybody who has any dev skills, any insight about putting it out there, and I'm figuring out how to build the metaverse as we speak. So I'll be at NFT in LA. I'll be at a bunch of events at NFT Miami. I will be here at the Bitcoin conference in Miami in April. Anybody that comes through Fort Lauderdale, Miami, please feel free to reach out. If I am here in the country, I would love to get together and collaborate in community. And again, anything I can do to be supportive, I'm totally open to being of service in any way that I can. And anybody who has anything to offer, please reach out, let me know. I'm accepting all offerings.
Awesome. You guys heard it here first. She's looking to build a community and expand on this DAO. So definitely tap into Christine, communicate with her, let her know what service you can provide or land into the DAO that she's creating. This has been a fantastic moment. I'm really excited about the things that you're creating. And I definitely want to learn more about the DAO and tap into that as well. The NFT, I can't wait to start purchasing. So just, let us know, post it in the Discord, make sure that you shill. For you who are watching, please make sure that you tap into Christine, her her Twitter and all the social media URL is spoken word yoga. Please tap into her. She does have the Yoga Boss NFT as well, which has been posted in the chat, and it will also be posted on Discord. And then we have the Yoga 8 DAO. So that's Yoga 8 DAO. And please tap into that as well because you want to learn. This is an opportunity to learn about various ways to create things, right? And she's creating a Yoga DAO. She's also teaching too. So you want to tap into that. We had a wonderful experience today, Christine. So thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Would love to have you back. Definitely would love to tap into you and learn more about what you're doing. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the offering and the opportunity. This is such a blessing. And let's just get the power of Web3 into the hands of more women. We already know that we are making waves of change in the world and raising the vibration, raising the quality of conversation, and just raising our ability to impact the world through Web3.
Yes. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of your day.
Yes, blessings and blessings. Peace, everyone.
Well, that was an impactful self-care Sunday. I can't tell you how much relaxed I am. I got a little bit of stretch in there, which is great because that's what we want to do. We definitely want to tap into Christine and what she's building because I think the DAO concept for yoga is fantastic, right? And so if you have the ability to lend her a hand or help her create this, definitely tap into that. It's all about community. It's all about, building. We're all learning as we go and we're all building as we go. And as you can tell, there's so many different women in this space that are creating, that are building, and that are rolling up their sleeve and participating in this community that we're building. I want y'all to continue to tap into International Women of Blockchain. We will be continuously streaming throughout the rest of the month. We have around 19 more days to go. We're doing it throughout the 31 days in March. And this is the conclusion of week 2. We're about to start week 3 tomorrow. Week 3, we will start off with Nigel Roberts with Mind Your Money Monday. And that's all about cryptocurrency. So you guys want to tap in and learn about the cryptocurrencies, tap into the different type of individuals that will, women that will actually come through on Monday. On Tuesday, more NFTs to tap into. Oh man, we've had 2 weeks of great NFT features that we've been able to tap into and also get the backstory of these ladies that are creating these NFTs and what their intentions are with it. I mean, we've had some really powerful movement that has happened with some of these individuals. One of them was able to tap into her creativity as a photographer and be able to utilize that and sell her NFTs and be able to relocate to a whole different country and further her education. I think that's the power of this community. And I want y'all to tap in. So on Tuesday, NF Tuesdays, definitely jump in, tap into what the ladies are creating. And we have ladies from across the globe, I'm telling you. On Wednesday, Worldwide Wednesdays, man, we're talking about Web3. How is Web3 impacting us as women? How is Web3 impacting everyone in this ecosystem? If you want to hear about the thorough, deep discussions, you want to tap in on Wednesday. Thursdays, we have Table Talk Thursdays. Now, on Thursdays, that's when we do our Fireside Chat. We get to tap into some of these wonderful women who are pioneers in this space, creating and building, and find out what motivates them, what's bringing them into this space. It's going to be fantastic. Friday, you know it, is Futuristic Friday, which is all about the metaverse. Man, we got to experience the metaverse in so many different layers. We went from world builders with Artsy and getting exposed to her new world that she just created. It was a condo that was right in front of the Eiffel Tower. Imagine waking up and having that as your view. Well, in the metaverse, you can definitely obtain it. That's for sure. And then yesterday, I say yesterday, but on this week's Friday, we actually got a chance to go through the basic steps of onboarding with the headgear for Oculus. Man, that was very interesting and enlightening, especially for me, because I have not chosen a headgear yet. So I've been experiencing the metaverse through 2D, and which basically is on my laptop. And by doing that, I'm missing out on some of the things that still needs to be improved upon when it comes to these tools that we're using in order for us to have that metaverse experience. We also got to be introduced to the possibility of what the metaverse can be. Whew, HTC Viververse. Oh my gosh, wow. Wow, that's all I can say. If you have not seen that, you need to tap in and see it. I mean, they're giving us everything, everything. We just might be living in the metaverse. Who knows? And then on Saturday, we had Super Sponsor Saturday. Wow, man. The fantasy, we got to tap into Sarah and her project there. We got to tap into the experiences that they're building and the community that they're fostering as well. And a new collection that she brought on. And also we also got to tap into marketing and PR, which is very important in this space, and how to communicate with journalists and reporters. Man, that was a very informative breakdown of what to expect when you're creating these projects and you need to make the announcement. And one thing that we can walk away from is don't reach out to the press until you have a minimum viable product. They want to see what you have created, and definitely everyone is creating in this space. We want y'all to continue to create, continue to join us, and continue to foster innovation in the blockchain ecosystem. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Make sure you purchase your ticket if you haven't. It's at womenofblockchain.org, and we want to see you on Monday. So thank you, and have a wonderful Sunday. Take care and relax and de-stress. Bye, everyone.